My parents sued me for my grandpa's $5 million after they dumped me at 12. They smirked like they'd already won until the judge stared at me and said, "Wait, you're Walter's grandson?" Then his expression went flat, and I knew this wasn't going the way they planned. At 9:47 a.m., my mom, Claire, practically shouted, $5 million. Dad, Todd, repeated it louder, like volume made it true. They sat at the plaintiff's table in designer clothes. Claire even posted her cream suit online with dressing for success in family court. My little brother Brandon lounged behind them, 16, scrolling and smirking in a hoodie worth my rent. I sat alone at the defense table in a thrift store suit that didn't fit anymore. My real lawyer quit the week before because I couldn't afford the retainer to fight their high-priced firm. So I was representing myself with a yellow legal pad and 3 sad pencils, trying not to shake. Their lawyer told the story like a movie. I was the adopted charity case who isolated my grandpa Walter, changed the locks, and took advantage once dementia showed up. Claire did the practice tissue dab. "We just want what's fair," she said, voice cracking on cue. Brandon jumped in from the gallery. He was always creepy, like plotting. Then Todd took the stand and lied with confidence. He said they temporarily sent me to Walter's for a summer after Brandon was born. Claire said, "I refused visits. They acted like saints who'd been betrayed by a greedy kid. When it was my turn, I stood up and my sleeves stopped short of my wrists. Your Honor, they didn't send me for a summer," I said. "They signed me away. I handed over the custody transfer. Full custody to Walter. Effective immediately. No financial responsibility." The courtroom went quiet in that way people get when a lie finally loses oxygen. I kept it simple. Walter raised me. He came to every school event. When he had his first stroke, I learned his meds. When his arthritis got bad, I cooked and cleaned. When he started forgetting days, I started keeping calendars. My parents didn't show up for birthdays. Not Christmas. Not even a phone call. Just one cold email a year asking if I was still alive. Their lawyer tried to drown me in reports. A psychologist who met Walter once. An accountant sniffing for irregularities. Friends of my parents calling me troubled. It all sounded expensive because it was. So I read Walter's letter, the one he left with his attorney. "He isn't my grandson by blood," Walter wrote. "He's my grandson by love. He stayed when you didn't." Claire's face went pale. Todd stared at the table. Brandon finally stopped scrolling. Judge Mason Reed leaned forward. "Jake, did you take Walter to Lakeside Park on Sundays?" My stomach dropped. "Yes, sir." "What did you feed the ducks?" "Cracked corn." Walter said bread hurts them. The judge didn't just know my name. He knew our routine. First, he removed his glasses and cleaned them slowly. Then he looked at my mom. Next, he looked at my dad. After that, he looked at Brandon. Then he said, "I played chess at Lakeside Park for 3 years." Next, he said, "I watched you bring Walter to feed ducks every Sunday." Finally, he said, "I never once saw any of them." Claire's mouth opened. Nothing came out. The judge started stacking facts like bricks. Custody transfer, medical records, nursing home logs, my 173 visits out of 181 days. Their 2 visits. Brandon 0. "You abandoned a child," he said, voice cold. "You don't get a payday for it." He hit the gavel. Case dismissed. The will stands. Plaintiffs pay costs. Then he added one more twist of the knife. He set their bill for dragging me into court at $50,000. Claire sprang up, furious, and spat, "He's not real family." I stepped closer, calm as I could manage. "That's funny," I said, "because I heard you call me a placeholder." Silence. The kind that makes grown adults suddenly remember how words work. They screamed about appeals on the way out. They did appeal. They lost again. Turns out, we abandoned him, but we want his inheritance isn't a winning argument anywhere. I didn't feel rich walking out of that courthouse. I felt seen. Walter saw me, and somehow a stranger at a chess table saw it too. I used the money to finish school and work with foster kids, because I know what it feels like to be temporary. And some Sundays, I still go to Lakeside Park with cracked corn in my pocket. I still hear Walter's voice in my head. Family isn't blood. It's who shows up. What would you have done in my place? Cut them off forever? Or give them one last chance? Drop your take below.